Hi, I'm Peggy. Welcome to Headshots by Peggy Presents. This week, we have the headshot. So, first of all, I want to take just a minute and welcome all of my new podcast audience. I am super excited. This is my very first show that is actually a podcast. So, welcome everyone. I want to tell you a little bit about Headshots by Peggy Presents. I have been doing a video show for the last 4 years. It's designed to encourage, inspire, and educate people in the industry. Not only do I talk to you about effective headshots, but I also interview top industry professionals with all sorts of amazing tips for all sorts of different things in the industry. It is always a lot of fun. I always have amazing guests. So I hope that you really enjoy this. This podcast you can find anywhere that you listen to your podcast. And if you can't find it this week, I promise you'll be able to find it soon because I'm submitting to everything and getting everything all set up. So I'm super excited. I've got a great team working with me to help me bring this podcast to you. And if you're watching the video format, I am not going to take that away. I am always going to be here. I am always on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. However, Facebook is making it super complicated for me to share in groups. So if you can't find me in your favorite acting group where you used to watch me, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel or to the podcast so you don't miss any of my amazing guests. Like I said, this week is the headshot. Every month, I take 1 week out of the month and I talk to you about effective headshots, the purpose of headshots, and what I've learned in the industry to make your headshots more effective, get you noticed, and get you in the door. So that's what we're doing today. The rest of the month, I have another segment called Camera Tips for Actors that happens every first Thursday of the month. And John Swanback, a director, a coach, a teacher, an amazing, insightful camera tip guy comes and we talk about how to look professional on camera, how to look like you are cinematic and belong on TV and in film. So that's an amazing segment. And then the rest of the month, I have different guests all over the place that come and give great insights and tips to you. So that is Headshots by Peggy Presents. And if this is your first time watching, thank you, or I should say listening. If you caught me on the podcast for the first time, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you share this. All right, let's get into it. So, on the headshot, I like to talk about what makes a headshot effective and what a headshot actually is. So, let's dive into a little bit of how the industry works and what the job of a headshot is. Now, I realize I have people listening to me and watching me from all over the country. I do want you to understand that I am coming from the Los Angeles market. So, all the tips and advice that I give about headshots and industry standards concerning headshots, it's coming from the LA market. Most markets are really similar. But if I say something and you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Realize that I'm speaking from the LA market because that's the market that I'm in. That's the market that I'm the most familiar with. So let's just talk about how headshots work and what their job is. A lot of times I hear different photographers advertise, these headshots will get you booked. And I always laugh to myself because that's not the job of a headshot. When you come to me and you want me to take your headshot, I'm not going to guarantee that that headshot's going to get you booked because that's not the job of a headshot. So what is the job of a headshot? The job of a headshot is to get you noticed. Now, let's break it down and really talk about how the industry works. Um, the casting director sends out a breakdown. Your agent gets it or you get it and you submit. You submit your headshot to that particular breakdown. The casting director gets thousands and thousands of submissions for every single role. They are looking through thumbnails on their computer of thousands of headshots. Your headshot needs to pop. We hear that all the time, right? Your headshot needs to pop. I have people that come to me and say, should I wear red? Do you have a bright background? What can we do to make my headshot pop? Well, I believe from everything that I have studied and all the casting directors I have interviewed and talked to and sat in their classes and picked their brains, I believe what makes a headshot pop is when your headshot says, hey, I'm a fit for that role. That's literally it. So it doesn't matter if you have, a red background or a purple background or whatever it may be. Those things don't matter as much as what's happening right here in your face, what your eyes are telling the camera, what your emotions are saying. When they're casting a doctor, do you look like you could be a doctor? What does a doctor look like? What kind of a doctor are you? Those are all the things that make your headshot pop. Now, I always tell my clients when I'm doing your headshot, I'm doing them with intention. If you come to me and you're like, hey, I need a good headshot, I don't know what that means. What is a good headshot? 5, 10, 15 years ago, yeah, all you needed was a good commercial headshot and a good theatrical headshot. But that's not how the industry works anymore. Now we need to have some really specific headshots. We need to have purpose and intention behind your headshots because that camera is not going to lie. That camera is going to pick it up, whatever it is you're thinking. So if you come in, you're getting headshots, and all you're thinking is, "Oh my God, does my hair look okay? I hope I look okay. This headshot has to be good. I have to get auditions. This headshot has to work. I spent all my money on these headshots. This has to work." Then that's exactly what your headshot's going to look like. It's going to show that sense of desperation. Um, it's not going to portray a particular character. It's not going to portray what you need it to do, and it's not going to pop. So, what you need to do is really identify what types you're a fit for, what types you normally submit for, what's your basic, like, when I look at you, what do I assume you are? By your general characteristics, your height, your weight, your build, your skin tones, your everything about you. What does it say to me? What does it tell me? Are you a blue collar worker? Are you a white collar worker? Are you intelligent? Are you not intelligent? Are you goofy? What do I see when I first see you? You absolutely want a headshot that just portrays that, because that's going to be the easiest type for you to pull off. And then you need to dig a little deeper. What else could you be? What roles do you normally submit for? What do you see yourself as? And then you go in with intention and get those headshots that portray those particular things. Now, if you've listened to me before, you know that when I'm working with people, I send you a questionnaire, we have a phone consultation, we get really serious and really detailed, because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want you to waste my time. If you come to me, I want these to be effective. I want to get text message and voicemails and everything else from you telling me, oh my God, I got an audition. Oh my God, I got another audition. Make sure you watch this tonight because I'm on it. Those are the kinds of responses I want from my clients, because there's really no more feeling of excitement that I could feel than watching my clients succeed. So that's why I do this, is why I give you all this stuff, because I want you to really be able to succeed with your headshots. Okay, so once you have all of those things down, and when you do get in front of the camera, whether it's my camera or someone else's camera, you need to make sure you get in your head where you're at, what that character is, and you give it all straight into that lens. It really matters that you're making super deep eye contact with that lens, because humans are really sensitive to eye contact. Like right now, if you're listening on the podcast, you're not gonna see this, but in the video, I'm staring right down the camera. Now, right now, I'm looking right beside the lens. See the big difference? It's a huge difference, and it's millimeters with my eyes. So when you're getting headshots, you wanna make sure that all your intentions are right there at that lens. What that's gonna do is when the casting director sees your headshot, you immediately make eye contact with them. And it may just be a fraction of a second, but they're going to look at you. It makes them stop just for that extra fraction of a second. And if they see that character type that they're trying to cast, they're going to click on that headshot, look at your reel, look at your resume, and hopefully call you in for an audition, right? That's the point of a good, effective headshot. So, in a nutshell, that's what an effective headshot is. The other question that I get all the time about headshots, and it's kind of funny, but it's not, because a lot of things we take for granted and people just don't know. They're getting started and they just don't understand. We talk about commercial headshots and we talk about theatrical headshots. A lot of people don't really understand what the difference of that is. So let's break that down really quick. A commercial headshot is just what it sounds like. It's for commercial. It's a little bit happier, a little bit brighter, a little bit more well lit, maybe a brighter backdrop, maybe a brighter surroundings, maybe you're wearing more colorful clothes. It basically says, hey, you can trust me and I can sell that for you. Get it? Commercial. You're going to be doing commercially things. So you want to be approachable and happy and friendly. Those are the things you want to convey in your commercial headshots. Now, not all commercial headshots are super happy, bright, right? I mean, there's still intelligent, serious characters in commercials, but you absolutely want to look trustworthy and you absolutely want to look friendly. So approachable, friendly, trustworthy always has to go hand in hand with commercial headshots. Now, theatrical headshots does not mean theater. It doesn't mean stage. It means anything that is scripted. So television, movie, film, any industrials, all of those kind of things, anything that's a scripted production is going to be in the theatrical category. A theatrical headshot is normally more cinematically lit. It doesn't have to be dark and dingy or gritty, but it is usually more cinematically lit. The background's a little more dark. Expressions are a little less happy, like, they're a little bit more serious, a little bit more intense, a little bit more down, direct. Now, keep in mind that you don't have to be mean and, it doesn't have to be a bad guy picture or badass. It could be just a calm, expression. It doesn't have to be super happy. It doesn't have to be super intense. But theatrical headshots are usually a little bit less cheery, a little bit more serious, I guess is the best way to say it. So it could be anywhere on the spectrum to, really intense to just, more general. But you want to have an intention. You don't want to just have a no expression face. You want to make sure you have an expression and you have an intention. Are you an attorney? Are you a doctor? Are you a metal worker? Are you a school bus driver? What are you? You want to have that intention while you're doing your headshots. All right, guys, I hope this information was helpful for you. Please tune in every single Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I give you new episodes every week. Make sure that you subscribe, share, and leave me tons of comments. I love comments. All right, guys, most importantly, have an amazing week. I'll see you next week. Text or call today so that we can get you effective headshots that you can use as part of your marketing strategy. Headshots by Peggy, how can I help you?